they found my piece in the house or two, and they are preparing all the information. In the beginning, the first mail I don't read because I say it's a fake. Yeah, it's not real. And at the third time, I say it's possible that it's true. And then I ask ask the person, and they explain me all, and it was true. And I prepare all the information, and they invite me to the auction. It was incredible for me because I was in New York in the same place that my wedding bridal was from Verona, and they say she is here. It was crazy because my hat was in the auction, like a Chanel bags and an Andy Warhol pint.
Hi everyone. Today I have the privilege of talking to Gema. Gema is I don't know how to describe her. She's an absolute phenomena, and she has her own millinery, and I've never really spoken to anyone who has their own millinery, so I'm really excited to talk to you today, Gema, and I want to understand from you so many things. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for you, because I can describe me because I think that I do something, but exactly I don't know what I am doing or how I do a hat. I only do the things, and I only work with hands.
Yes, absolutely. But there has to be a starting point.
I started because I need a hat for me.
Oh, and
Yes.
How many years ago was this?
Around 20 years ago, I need a hat because I have a wedding. It's typical Porsche wedding, and I want the best hat, but Philip Tracy or Stephen Jones, they are very expensive for me. And I decided to do my hat with different ideas, and I bought the materials to England, and when arrived the materials in a box, I said, oh, I have a problem because I don't know how to do a hat, or I don't have a lesson about how to do a hat. But I said, I need to do. And I made my hat, my turban, and when I arrived at the wedding, I had a lot of person who wants a hat or
So they wanted to ask you, they were asking you where you got the hat from because it was so lovely. What was the color? What was the color of the hat?
The hat was gray.
Okay.
Because I wear a gray kimono. It was gray, and I have a silk color in pink, and it's just all made handmade, and it surprised me because I never sewed nothing, and it was my first work sewing handmade.
It was handmade.
Yes, yeah. I think.
And how long did you actually take to, because you knew nothing, you said, right?
No.
And so you started from scratch. So how long did it take for you to actually understand the design, how to sew it, how to assemble it together, how to fit it? Because it had to also be the right size on top of your head, right? So
yes, but it was only the mirror, my face, my hands, making. I forget my face. I am watching to the mirror, and I am working. My hat was the mannequin, and the really is I don't know how to sew in nothing, and I said, okay, very small the points, because I need to be invisible, and very patient, long days, and I was winning for to do.
Yeah, so you were basically gaining day by day, you were gaining more and more confidence, and eventually the hat was such a success that, so is that the starting point of an absolutely new career for you? That was the starting
absolutely,
point.
because it was the another customers called me, and in the beginning I said, I am not millinery, I am not a professional, I am not, but they told me, yes, I know, but I love your headpiece. It was step by step. And then my lucky star, I found a small space, and my husband said, "How? Why not to open for hats?" I say, "It's crazy. Anybody needs a hat." But I am 12 years.
You're 12 years, and
yes, and the people need hats.
And people definitely need hats. I can tell you that my daughter she will walk past a hat shop, and would they be called hat shops, or is there another name for a shop which sells hats?
No, my beginning was my hat and with other brands.
Oh, with other brands.
Because
okay.
I was working very slowly, and it was impossible to start with a big store, because it's impossible for me only work with my hands from making hats, and I have different brands, and now here is the second store, and it's only my brand.
It's only your brand. And no, my question to you was, is it like do you refer, like, because you refer to your atelier as a millinery, you're a millinery, right? But a hat shop is a hat shop. Or a hat store.
It was mixed.
No. What I mean is, what is the term? If I say I want to go and buy a hat, do I say that I'm going into a hat shop to buy a hat? Or is there another name for a hat shop? No, okay.
Because for me, it really was, I think, 3 months, and this space is closed, because the beginning was, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to do, I don't know nothing, and only open the store. I open the door.
The store.
Yes, I opened the door.
Okay. No, that's very interesting. Your background is in fine art, in photography, and in spatial design. So how do these are three, they're all creative, but they are different disciplines. So how do you merge all three disciplines into your hat making?
I said when I am speaking in a school, that the school is inside me, is inside my work. The second, the high school is in my maths, literature, poetry, all is inside me for make the hat. It's not only the university or the last years in academic, no. It's all my background with my family, with my travels, all is inside me for make the hats. For understand what is the feeling.
So then you basically, so you're saying that it all comes from within, and it's something that you have not studied, or you have not gone into a school to understand the techniques. You allow it to flow from inside of you. That's quite interesting. Yeah, that means it's passion.
Yes, but sometimes I am working in the table, and I hate maths all my life. Now in my atelier table, I understand something, parts of maths that I never understand, and I am understanding now.
So how does math come into making of a hat?
Because the math is inside me, and in the past I can't understand this part, but now making a hat, I remember, okay, the teacher told me, explained me that about the
equations,
and it's this.
That's so
it's this that I am making now.
Yeah, wow.
But all the studies is inside me, and it's not only a time in your life to understand something. You have all your life to understand all.
It's true. That is so true. And your life is a learning process anyway. Every day you're learning something new. And the fact that, given your background, you created something for yourself, and how much energy, time, passion, everything that must have gone into it made others appreciate it, and that was the beginning for you, which is so amazing. Gemma, you mention you use ancient techniques. So what are some of these ancient techniques that you have actually incorporated into your hat making?
In the beginning, first I opened the door to the other space, and I say I learned to do hats with a professional teacher. I went with Biliana Borisova, but when I made my hat, I understand another thing to do the hats, and I changed all the learning. I changed for me my own style. And in the beginning, I was moving this process, and when arrived the COVID, I decided to left all the traditional system because I want to make hats
Without?
chemical process.
Okay, chemical, without no chemical. Okay.
No chemical, and it was the beginning for use material because I was at home. I used the material that is small pieces of something, colors, texture, and it was another part of me that I developed the to do hats in another side, in another way to construction. It's like more a sculpture or art. I don't know exactly, but I need to fly in another way, not traditional.
Not in the traditional
system.
way. Okay, yeah. What is, so you mentioned material. What are some of the materials that you use to create your hats?
When I buy the materials, I try to buy the best material, the best cashmere, the best wool, the best Panama. But I work with material that is in rubbish or in the trash of other designers, or I found in the street, because the texture or the color interests me, and I say it's special, and in combination with another materials is a group that is in. I love the effect.
The effect. So you experiment
Yeah.
a lot.
But
Yeah.
now is a lot of process with upcycling. For example, when the architect in front changed the curtains in the door, I decided to use this curtain for my hats. And is in the curtain I use for make 3-4 hats around. This number is signet and explain this process.
Wow. And what was the curtain material? It was just cloth? Or
It was like a screen.
Okay. Oh, that's so interesting. Now tell me, you've been doing this for so many years. What role does error or imperfection play in your creative process?
For me, it's important because sometimes I am, my emotion is up, and I am making a creation, and then I have a mistake, and I say, okay, this process is not perfect for me, it's for the trash, and my body is relaxed. And then when I am relaxed, I continue. The hat is wonderful because I arrived to the final part. And I say,
So
it's wonderful.
Wow, that's the creative process, right? That's
Yes.
being an artist.
Yeah.
So do you have any other artisans that work with you, or you create everything by yourself?
I have a collaboration with other designers, is for clothes, but I say always I am Gema, and I can change my style because I can try it, but I know that it's impossible to change. And if you like my style, I am your person. But if you don't like it, sorry, I can't do. The idea in your mind if is not
If
my
it
style.
doesn't come from
Yeah.
you. Yeah, correct. That's very important. You have one is you have your store, and do you also do make to order, or if someone, okay, maybe you don't, because if they have an idea, as you mentioned earlier, they have an idea and it's not gelling with you, then you don't agree to do it. So, how many hats do you create in, let's say, a week?
I don't know because sometimes it's a quickly process and other I am working in one hat for months and months. Sometimes I am working in three pieces. One is for a customer, one is for the store, and the other is for me or something. Third piece is all the part of the other.
Okay.
And it's not at the same times, but I try to work always in three pieces because it's change when you are blocked in one, you can change another, and it's like a refresh. But the time in one or other is very different.
Okay, so there's no like I have to, within 1 week there need to be 3 hats. It's not like
No,
that.
in fact, I always try to do work 3 days for hat, but it's not real. I want to do because for the price is important, not spend the time.
Yeah.
But I need to dream. I need to feel that it's finished. When it's finished, when the hat is finished, is not the one that I want to finish.
That's spoken like a true artist. Okay, Gemma, I can't not talk about Christie's. And I want you to tell the story.
It's a crazy story because at the beginning I think that is a fake. When I was receiving the mail,
No, so you start from the beginning. You received an email from Christie's to say what?
That my piece, one of my piece is for an auction. Is they are preparing the auction to Andrea. They found my piece in the house and they are preparing all the information. And in the beginning, the first mail I don't read because I say it's a fake. Yeah, it's not real. And at the third time, I say it's possible that it's true. And then I ask ask the person, and they explain me all, and it was true. And I prepare all the information, and they invite me to the auction. It was incredible for me because I was in New York in the same place that my wedding bridal was from Veragua, and they say she is here. It was crazy because my hat was in the auction, like a Chanel bags and an Andy Warhol paint.
Andy Warhol painting.
Painting, yeah.
Oh wow! And your hat was in.
Yes, my hat
That's
was
incredible. Yeah. I think that must be such a sense of, I know it must feel surreal, but also a sense of achievement and fulfillment, that where your journey started from and where it has reached after all these years must definitely give you a sense of fulfillment. And that, yes, there is recognition for even this kind of work, and the passion, the creativity, the uniqueness of what you do is being recognized. And I think that is such an incredible journey for you to have had. Yes, and you must be so proud.
Yes, because sometimes it's impossible to arrive to show your work.
Yeah.
It's not possible. You can send your work, but all the door is closed. And I think that it was a star. My star was Andrea, because he received the hat 2 months when he passed away.
Yeah,
it's only 2 months in my hat in his home.
Oh.
He's not with my hat in a photography or in an event. It was very an intimate process between Andrea and me, and I think that is the recognition to Andrea Leontelli for my work.
Yeah. Wow. That's
Yeah.
incredible. On that note, is there any advice that you may have for someone who's trying? Because I feel that what you're doing is very niche. And there are a lot of people who are extremely passionate, extremely creative, but don't know how to channelize that creativity that they have. So, is there any advice from your experience that you could give to people who are trying to do something unique but just don't have the courage to do it, don't have the ability to transform their idea into action? So, would you have any advice?
My advice is always, I don't explain, but is open your own path. Don't make the other work the work to the other person. You need to design your own work, your own style. It's not important to be nice in social media or to be the most famous. For me, the most important is to be my own person in my work,
Yeah.
and this is the most important for all designers.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, because I think every designer is unique and is different.
Exactly.
Their style is different. Their understanding of what they want to do is different. So, no, I completely understand that. Gemma, if people who are visiting Barcelona and would like to see or buy or own one of your hats, how do they reach out to you? Where is your store? What is the location of your store? And two is, are you available on, I know you mentioned social media, but I'm assuming you're available on social media and have a website?
Yes, I have the website, is gemagaldon.com, and the street is very nice because it was the street who in front the building in front my store is the Cristóbal Valenciaga store, the studio, when he was here living in Barcelona. And for me, the special energy because Cristóbal say that anybody is dressed if the hat is not, if you don't have the part in the head with a headpiece or a hat.
Oh, so your dress, your style is incomplete.
Exactly.
If you don't have some, wow. So this is like a perfect location for you.
Yes, it's perfect, and I feel this energy.
And you feel the energy. Wow. I feel the energy as well talking to you. Thank you so much, Gemma. I've really enjoyed this conversation. And it's a pleasure to talk to someone who's so creative, who's made, there's so much recognition, but you're still so humble and you're still so involved in yourself and your creativity, and everything else outside and around you is noise. And I think that is such an amazing quality that you have as a person. Thank you. I'm privileged to have talked to you.
It's my privilege.